There's a bit of a problem with religion full stop, and one of the reasons I feel for the backlash against religion which is coming out of the atheist movement, especially here on YouTube at the moment, is through a certain level of misunderstanding which has actually been put in place not by the atheist community but essentially by the religious community, more properly by the people who are in charge of and running the religions and of course providing religious instruction. One of the many reasons that religions are useful is because they can be used to create change in an individual. The vast majority of religions are there to provide some assistance, shall we say, maybe to provide extra coping mechanisms when an individual is under stress or anxiety or worry, or possibly to provide an extra quantity of faith and fortitude when going through some rather trying things in life. One of the many ways in which the individual can gain this is through having belief in God, for instance. I do sometimes just wish that people who are running religions would turn around to the person who is attempting to convert to the faith and say, look, we don't actually know whether God exists or not, and to be quite honest, we probably don't actually care all that much. However, from personal experience and also from the testimony of other people, it does appear that certain forms of attitude, or shall we call them beliefs, under some circumstances can be used to help people to overcome various obstacles. So our task here is to equip you with the ability to get over these potential issues on the basis that they do come up in your life at some point in the future. We can't say whether these things are going to come up in your life at some point in the future. We just feel that they might, and forewarned is forearmed, and maybe it's just a good thing to have some extra skills behind you. But unfortunately, religious people do not do this. So essentially there is a massive fault in religion itself, in the fact that the ideas or the goals is you must do as you're told, you must believe as you're told, and so on and so forth, rather than, we are concerned for you and we think that this, that or the other might happen to you, and it might create all kinds of other issues, such as maybe, going slightly mad, or doing something that's basically a bit inappropriate, and therefore we're going to give you this stuff to do, okay, or these things to think, and we feel that you can go through a certain number of stages and maybe come out the other side a different individual. And these are the kind of goals that we've got for you. Here we go, it's number 1, number 2, and so on and so forth. And these are the ways in which other individuals have actually been able to try and create that particular change within their life. Now, if you're not happy with that, then obviously fine, but hopefully we can forewarn you and forearm you right now, so that later in life maybe you'll be okay. Or indeed, if you're going through a bit of stress at the moment, maybe this stuff will be useful to you, and just see how it goes. That would be a much more practical, rational and down-to-earth way of doing things, but unfortunately people in religions don't do that, and as a result of that, we've now got this backlash against religion from the atheist community. Now, the backlash against religion from the atheist community it's good because it's trying to act against the mistake that religion has made. Alright? Because what I've been describing there is what religion's done wrong and what religion could be doing, because what religion has been doing is saying do this, do that, do the other, believe this, believe that, believe the other, boom, then you're okay. Now, I did some videos a while ago. One was on the devil and the other one was on hell. And I was suggesting that these were representations of certain states of mind. It would actually seem appropriate that one could be, in inverted commas, saved from hell or saved from the proverbial devil through going through forms of self-developmental exercises. For instance, in Catholicism there is confession, which you can use to unburden yourself of whatever rubbish is going on inside your head, which I actually think is a very good idea. However, there's an awful lot of other stuff in Catholicism which is just like the the literalist stuff. You've got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do this, which doesn't actually help people all that much, to be quite fair and quite frank. So, I'm not against the benefits that the atheist community here on YouTube is providing. I'm certainly am not. And some people assume that I am. Obviously there's some references to some of my earlier videos in which I was talking in quite a lyrical and passionate manner about certain things from occultism. And occultism itself is quite interesting and quite intriguing, because it is possible to take this slightly more rational attitude and to see what kind of changes you can develop in yourself with the passage of time. But there's also other strange experiences which can happen along the way, and they provide the opportunity to ask more questions rather than necessarily providing more answers. But a lot of people are caught in the old mindset, the old mindset of religion, of literalism. And as such, they end up falling into like the victim of delusion trap, or the victim of illusion trap, as the occultists call it, when they have to believe in the objective existence of ghosts, angels, demons, spirits, and all the rest of that, rather than saying, that was an interesting thing, this is how I seem to try and create that particular effect, and I want to experiment with it more, or play with it more, to be more accurate, to see how I could use that possibly at some other time. But it's just asking more questions and requiring that more questions be asked, rather than saying, like, I've had a personal experience, therefore ghosts exist, angels exist, demons exist, and all the rest of that jazz. We can't intelligently do that. What we can do is say that, I've done this, I've gone down this particular route, I've reached a certain strange experience, and it was difficult to describe, but this is my best shot, But anyway, going back to religion, I just want to see a day when one day religions carry on existing, but they actually turn around to people and they say, like, I don't know whether God exists or God does not exist. I don't know at all. I know that when I do this, that, and the other, I get a certain sensation which results in relieving stress or helping me to overcome a certain personal difficulty. And one of the ways I do it is through prayer or lighting a candle, and also explaining the other psychological changes which can happen under some circumstances. That's what I would like to see happening. So maybe atheistic thinking with religious activity. I think that would be pretty cool. Anyway, just another ramble from the mind of Nick Dutch. Speak to you in a while. Keep cool, stay sane,